Hello, everybody. Welcome to LT Gaming. My name is Tom, and today we are looking at the top 20 gems to pick up in the Christmas sales. It is the most wonderful time of the year, LT gamers. And back in the day, it meant that you would likely be opening that one game that you had waited months, if not all year, to play. But now those times are gone. We are spoilt for choice with Steam Christmas sales, GOG deals, and Epic force feeding you a free game every day, it seems. And there is a lot to choose from, and with a great budget comes great responsibility. And Luke and I are here to help you. Here are 20 games from GOG and Steam that we can personally recommend, and we've ranked them by discount overall. So don't think that, for example, 2 is magnitudes better than 17. And we have focused on a mix of more well-known games to be honest, outright obscure games. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the list, and hopefully you'll find a gem or two to pick up to play this Christmas. Let's go. Cosmoteer, Starship, Architect and Commander, 10% discount. This is a game that I have had my eye on for a while, and it's recently come out into early access, and I made a video on it as well, where you essentially can design and simulate the starship of your dreams. That's the kind of tagline of the game. You can command it into battles, manage your crew, and keep building out this massive behemoth as you attack and explore a dangerous galaxy. It has a kind of campaign solo mode and also online PvP, and so there is a lot to unpack here. It is in early access, but I think it's already a very worthy game of purchasing. Check it out. Zero Sievert, 10% discount. This 2D game is a tense top-down shooter where you are challenged to survive in this procedurally generated wasteland that is based on kind of this post-apocalyptic world, and you explore what's left of this devastated landscape. You have to craft, survive, and do all the things that are expected of you in these survival type games. I did play this one earlier in the year. I really enjoyed it, and I think the community is one of the best things about this game, with a really vibrant and active Discord. I think this is a great one to investigate. The Iron Oath, 10% discount. I am a sucker for turn-based tactical RPGs with this strategic veneer and element, and I think the Iron Oath is a game that does this incredibly well. You are set into this world at the head of a mercenary company, and you lead this band of troops. They retire, they die, they age, and you have to build up your renown as you kind of unfold this story that accompanies this. It is a really fun game. I made a video on it when it first came out, and I've continued to play it to this day. So definitely one to check out if you enjoy this genre, and one that is definitely a little bit more unknown with only 350 reviews on Steam. Stranded Alien Dawn, 10% discount. If survival, strategy, colony sim type games are your thing, it's hard to go wrong with Stranded Alien Dawn. Luke is a massive fan of this game, where you are basically put into this marooned group of explorers, and you have to survive against the odds in this immersive strategic gameplay where you have to make life and death decisions to continue to ensure the survival of your colony. A really fun one. We made a video on it not so long ago, so one to keep an eye on as well in the future. Starship Troopers, Terran Command, 20% discount. This is a real-time strategy game which is set obviously in the Starship Troopers universe, if you like, and you are in control of the mobile infantry, and you're doing your part against the bugs, the arachnids, and you have to ensure that the humans dominate and we're not overwhelmed by insects. We're huge fans of this game. Luke's made quite a few videos on it. I think recent one on the free update that came out, which is great. And we're also big fans of the publisher Slytherin. We feel like they do very good games. I love Gladius, for example, which is another 4X. So this is one to pick up if you enjoy story-based campaign and kind of these tactics that you can implement with different units and abilities. A lot of fun to be had here. Prehistoric Kingdom, 25% discount. Jurassic Park Move Over. This is the game for you if you want to see our reptilian friends come back to life. You are put in charge of building and managing and growing the ultimate zoo for extinct animals. And that's the game in a nutshell. Luke made a video on this one a while back and he loves it, and there's recently been an update that's come out I think on the 21st of December, which has massively expanded a lot of features. So this is a great one if you're looking to while away some of those holiday hours. Stacklands, 25% discount. So this is a game that I made a video on some time back, and it is rated overwhelmingly positive on Steam with almost 15,000 reviews, so that should be a strong indicator right there. It is a village builder based completely on stacking cards. So to collect food, build structures, fight creatures is all done through the card stacking. And it sounds weird, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. If you like card games, if you like survival games, if you like management kind of colony building games, I think there's something here for you. And at a total cost of, I think it's €3 or so, you can't really go wrong. And this will end up being a big time sink for you. Check it out. Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, 30% discount. If you know this channel, then you know I am a big fan of Mountain Blade Bannerlord. I've made probably 20 plus videos on it. And for those who don't know, it's a strategy action RPG. You create a character, you go out into this massive medieval sandbox where you fight, craft, trade, engage in diplomacy, and essentially you raise your own army and craft your own kingdom in the end. Now, whilst some people have some critiques and gripes with the base game, I would say that this game really comes into its element in the modding scene, where you can do anything from entering the world of Warhammer and fighting in the old world, or going through the game as a Japanese samurai in a unique faction. The mods are insane and really make this game a unique experience, one to look at. Hellish Quart, 30% discount. This is a very unique game that I feel doesn't have many peers. It is a physics-based, realistic 3D sword dueling game, and it's set, I believe, in the 17th century. And you have some different modes that make it up: survival mode, duels, and then kind of sparring. And there's also a multiplayer mode as well. There is an optional VR mode that's been released this year, I believe. So that's quite interesting. We've made quite a few videos on this game in the past, and I think this is one we're going to be coming back around to, as the developers seem to have given it a lot of love and continue to do so. One to look at if you love fighting games and are looking to kind of button mash your way through the holidays. X4 Foundations, 60% discount. X4 Foundations is a game that we had made a video on a while back, and Luke is in love with this series. It is a universe simulation, so you can go from doing anything such as flying your own ship, exploring yourself in first person, to managing an empire. They describe it as trade, fight, build, and think. And that's a tagline which describes it pretty aptly, I believe. So it is very epic in its scope, and there's been a recent update, the 5.0 update, which I believe has brought a plethora of different changes and improvements to the game. There's quite a few expansions for X4 as well, which are also on sale. So I believe this is a great time if you're looking for a game to completely take over your life and you want all the expansions and bells and whistles. This is a good time to jump in now. Have a look at it. Star Wars Empire at War, 65% discount. Another recent video on the channel, Luke dived into this RTS space strategy game, and he absolutely loved it. It puts you in the galactic civil war, where you can either side with the rebellion or the empire, or you can also, I believe, go for the underworld faction. And not only that, but the modding scene with this game is huge. So there has been so much content added and built by the community. And I think a strong community often makes for a great game. I think the total cost of this game is around €5.80. So, that tells you if you can pick up a game this good for that cheap, it's probably a good one to get for the holiday season. So have a look at it. Look at our video on it, and I would definitely strongly recommend picking this one up. Strategy is your thing. Monster Train, 75% discount. Strategic roguelike deck builder. You know I'm going to feature it. So this game puts you on the train to hell, literally. You are playing as the bad guys in the typical sense, and you have to make decisions, build your deck strategically as you go, and kind of break out and beat the forces of heaven. It is so much fun and so unique compared to other games in the genre. You can see why it is rated overwhelmingly positive on Steam. I used to make a lot of videos on this game back in the day. I absolutely love it. So if I was to recommend one roguelike game this Christmas, and you haven't heard or played this one before, this is the one I would recommend to you. There's also quite a cool multiplayer scene. It has died off in recent years, to be perfectly honest, but I want to bring it back. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Complete, 75% discount. Now, again, if you are familiar with our channel and you've seen some videos I've made in the past, you know I absolutely love Heroes 3. In my opinion, it's probably one of my top 5 games of all time, if not the top game of all time. I've come back to it since its release. I've come back to this game and played it every year since. Absolutely immense. Now, I will say, pick up the complete version from GOG and mod it. There is a fan unofficial expansion, which is called Horn of the Abyss, and this fixes some of the gameplay mechanics that were existent in the first kind of vanilla incarnation. And it adds new factions, it adds new units, but it also adds a lot of balance to the game. Still a thriving community. Cannot recommend this game strongly enough. I think it will cost a few euros to get one of the best games of all time. That's a bargain in my opinion. If 4X fantasy strategy games are of interest to you, Heroes 3 is an absolute must play. And while you're at it, maybe pick up Heroes 2 as well. Black Mesa Definitive Edition, 75% discount. It is time, LT gamers, to pick up that crowbar and once again enter the Black Mesa Institute. This is a fan reimagining of the original Half-Life. The description is Relive Half-Life, and it has almost 85,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. Luke absolutely loved this game and has been kind of immersed in it a crazy amount since the holidays began, and it broadens the scope of the original, whilst bringing it into kind of a modernized, faithful recreation of this landmark game. It is, by all accounts, phenomenal. Luke loves it. I'm going to have to try it these holidays as well. You should too. Arma 3, 75% discount. This game is a bunch of fun. It is a kind of true combat gameplay set in a huge, massive sandbox where you have loads of vehicles, dozens of different weapons to try, and the best thing about this is the different opportunities and approaches that you have to take on each mission. It is a bunch of fun, single player, but I think it comes into its own in the multiplayer. So me and Luke have had some rip-roaring times playing Arma 3, and I think you probably can too. So have a look at this one. Orcs Must Die 3, 75% discount. This is a game that I got hooked on from the second incarnation of. It is tower defense, but it is done in a way that doesn't feel like tower defense. It feels very role-playing, very immersive, and I have spent a lot of time kind of fighting on the different modes. I particularly love the endless mode, where you can try to build the optimal setup, and it also excels in the multiplayer. Me and Luke have had a lot of fun, and we've made a few videos on this on the channel of us taking on different missions and having a good laugh. It is, I wouldn't say it's like the deepest game in the world, but it is casual fun that you can pick up and play, and then you'll be very surprised by the amount of hours that you sink into it. It's on sale right now with the DLC, very reasonably priced as well. So this is a great one, and it is the gold standard of tower defense games, in my opinion. Iratus, Lord of the Dead, 80% discount. So I managed to get one more in there, guys. So there is another turn-based tactical roguelike RPG. This one, I think, is a lot of fun. You're leading the armies of undead, so you are the bad guy. You are a necromancer, and it's your quest to reach the surface and basically wreak havoc across the mortal realms. It's a lot of fun. It's turn-based. It's a lot of RPG roguelike elements built into it, of rolling different creatures and building different creatures and building different setups. It has quite a similar vibe in some ways to Darkest Dungeon, but it has a much more casual approach. I feel like Darkest Dungeon is, there's never a light playthrough, whereas this I feel like I've chopped and changed and come back to again and again. A lot of fun. There's some cool expansions to it as well, and it's very reasonably priced right now. One to look at if you're looking for a more casual game for the holidays. Deus Ex, Game of the Year Edition, 86% discount. If dystopian, futuristic societies spiraling into chaos is your thing, this is a game that you should play. In my opinion, this is an absolute masterpiece. I loved this game for its blend of like RPG and first-person shooter, but also the different approaches and kind of facets of the story. The environments are really expansive and interactive, and there's a lot of kind of hidden things in there. And I would say that the mod scene, there's the Deus Ex Revision mod, which kind of is a phenomenal overhaul for the original. So if you haven't played this game, I think it's €1 for me. Pick it up. You will lose a lot of hours into this game. Have a look. Homeworld Remastered Collection, 90% discount. That's right, LT gamers. I said a 90% discount to pick up one of the best RTS strategy games of all time. And it's not just one game. It is Homeworld 1 and Homeworld 2. The remastered versions, so the high-res models and textures are there, and support for HD and Ultra 4K HD resolutions. This game is, fantastic, and I'm super excited for the upcoming 3rd edition, as you can see by a recent video I made. I can only recommend this as a definite pickup for you. And one thing to mention is the modding scene, like with many other great games, is really strong. There's a lot of different mods to unpack that will extend and add the gameplay for you. Have a look at this, guys. You will not be disappointed. Half-Life 2, 90% discount. Half-Life 2 is probably one of the best first-person shooters ever made, if not the best. It is atmospheric, it is dark, dour, and it is immersive. The characters are great. You know, you play as Gordon Freeman, the man with a crowbar, and it is probably one of the best games ever made. And for me, this comes in at under €1, so less than €1 to play one of the best games ever made. Universally agreed. I think it is a no-brainer. We're big fans of the Half-Life, as you can see by us having Black Mesa on here as well. So it is a hark back to a great game from 2004. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. And I am very excited to jump back into this one this holidays myself. There we have it, LT gamers. That is our top 20 gems to pick up in these Christmas sales, and during these difficult times, every penny you can save counts, and gaming is no different. So I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I hope you found something to pick up and something of interest for you. Let us know in the comments if there are any ones that you think we should have included. We're happy to hear. But please understand, it is just a subjective opinion of what is a deal and what is a good game. So don't take it too seriously. And of course, we want to wish you Merry Christmas from us, from Luke and I here at LT Gaming. We absolutely adore the support that we get. And we appreciate the interaction we get, both good and bad. We accept it's part and parcel of the deal. So wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from me. We will keep you posted on the upcoming content, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.